So welcome to your yoga practice, brought to you by Rebalance Clinic. My name is Eryck, and I'm going to be leading you through a short practice today, which is primarily going to be focused on your hips and your shoulders. So especially if you're sat down behind a desk and you feel that your hips are locked or there's a tightness in your chest, then hopefully this practice and the sequence that we're going to do is going to be beneficial for you. So firstly, what I'd love you to do, and we're just going to have a few props today. So I'm going to be using 2 bricks, and I'm going to be using a block to sit on. Now at home, you can just use 2 cushions, or with bricks. If you don't have any bricks, then just get some books to use. Otherwise than that, you should be fine. And I can also recommend some of these poses that we do without any props as well. So do not worry at all. So firstly, what I'm going to do is we're just going to come into a seated pose. So I'm going to start with the block. So just so I can get my hips higher than my knees. And you can just come into any cross-legged pose. And you want to make sure that your spine is long. So lifting all the way up from the base of your spine, all the way to the top of the head. And then just very simply, as we start to connect towards our breath, you can close your eyes and take a few moments to just settle into the pose. So whether you're practicing this sequence at the start of your day, or it might be the end of your day, just a few moments to slow down and to just soften around your shoulders, to soften around your elbows. Allow for your hips to feel easeful and you're not gripping around your knees. And so as you bring your awareness to your breath, just take an inhale through the nose. At the top of the inhale, just gently hold in the breath for a moment. And then exhale out through the nose. And at the bottom breath, just hold the breath out momentarily. And we'll just do that 4 more times. So inhaling through the nose. Pausing at the top of the inhale, exhaling through the nose, and that pause at the bottom of the breath. So just 3 more times, and you can just do this in your own rhythm. Just your last breath. Okay, so once you've taken your last breath, again, let's start to open your eyes. And then from here, I'd like you to just bring your right hand down to the floor next to your hips. And then as you inhale, just lift your left arm up towards the ceiling. You may need to come into the fingertips of your right hand. And then keeping your sit bones connected to the floor, you're just going to reach over with your left hand towards the right side. And then just take a few breaths here as you breathe into the left side of your ribs. And feel you create more space in and around the left side of your torso. And then from here, you're just going to push down to your sit bones, come back to center. Take your left hand down towards the floor, fingertips can come down. And then just very simply second side, reach your right arm up high. And then exhale, reach over towards your left side. And so as you reach over towards your left side, you just want to make sure that your breath is easeful as well as steady. And any time that the breath comes either out of sync or you force it too much, then just ease off slightly. From here, root down through your sit bones, inhale, come to center. And then exhale, release that right hand down. Yeah, from here, take your left hand, take hold of your outer right thigh, and then take your right hand behind your pelvis, reach up through to the top of your head as you inhale, and as you exhale, gently twist towards your right side. And just a couple of easeful, steady breaths here. Next inhale, come to center. And then we'll just change it around. So your right hand will come onto your left thigh. Your left hand will come behind your pelvis. And then reaching up. And as you exhale, twisting over towards your second side. So over towards the left. And then just a few easeful breaths. So you're just warming up your spine. It doesn't matter. You don't have to go too far in this pose. Again, your connection to your breath is the most important part. Okay, and then from here, coming back to center, and then just release the hands down. Good, before we get going, we're just gonna take your left arm, place it on top of the right elbow. Now these are your choices. Firstly, you can just take hold of your shoulders, your deltoids, or maybe your shoulder heads, and then just breathe here as you give yourself a nice hug. And you can feel as if you breathe into the back of your ribs. Yeah, if you want to take a different variation, keeping the left arm on top of the right. Maybe you take the eagle pose of the arms, and maybe the palms come to touch. And then you breathe here, take another few more breaths. And you can even from here just encourage your shoulders to soften. So if you're holding tension around your upper back, around your neck, yeah, this is a very wonderful posture to do, or an arm variation. Yeah, and then from here, we just come in towards the second side, so you can release your arms out towards the side and reach as far as you can. And then we come on to the second side, so from here, the right arm can come to the top of the left elbow, and then either hold onto your shoulders, or again, if you want to wrap your arms, and you come into the eagle face arm variation. Yeah, and so you'll feel this around your upper back and around your shoulders. So again, depressing your shoulders down your back. Yeah, maybe even gently lifting your elbows higher, and then breathe into the back of your ribs. Okay, and then from here, inhale, release your arms out towards the side. And then as you exhale, release your hands down. Okay. So we're just going to come from here. Let's just move your block out to the side or your cushion or whatever you've been on. Yeah, very simple cat-cow. So what we'll do is we'll just start on hands and knees. We'll bring our wrists directly underneath our shoulders, your knees directly underneath your hips. And I like to start with just bringing the index finger to face forward. Yeah, so your hands are slightly turned out. Yeah, you're going to root down especially through the base of your thumbs and your first fingers. But all the other fingers, just feel that connection down towards the mat. And then very simply with your breath as you inhale, roll your shoulders back, arch your chest, lift the gaze. As you exhale, push your hands down into the floor and curve your spine. Inhale as you roll your shoulders back, arch your chest. Exhale as you curve your spine. And you're just going to carry on in your own rhythm. Yeah, if you prefer to keep your toes tucked under as you do so, totally fine. But just with every inhale, you arch your chest and expand across the front ribs. And every exhale, you curve your spine. That's good. One more round here. Inhaling. And exhaling. And then from here, just coming in towards a neutral spine. Yeah, let's keep the right hand down towards the floor just for a moment. And as you inhale, you're going to reach your left arm up high towards the ceiling. You're going to keep your hips over your knees. As you exhale, thread the left arm behind your right wrist and then reach your arm through towards the right side. Nice. Now you can either stay here. Yeah, you might prefer to place your right fingertips onto the floor and create a right angle with the right arm. Yeah, if you want to go a little bit deeper and you want to come into a bit of a bind, release your right arm up high, internally rotate your right arm and bring it behind your back.
And then from here, keeping the right shoulder head into the socket. Take a few more breaths here. And then from here, you can release your right arm, bring it down towards the floor. Push back onto both hands. And so straight into the second side. So keep this time keeping your left hand down. Take your right arm up high as you inhale. And then as you exhale, thread the right arm behind your left wrist. Again, option to stay here. Left hand can come into the fingertips. Or by all means, at half bind, you're going to internally rotate the left arm, bring it behind your back. And then just breathe here as you twist towards the left side. So steady inhales and steady exhales. Okay, and then from here, you're just going to release your left hand. Hand comes to the floor, come back onto hands and knees on your next in-breath. Spread the fingers out wide, gently look forward and tuck in your toes under on your next exhale. You can start to lift the hips up high to the ceiling. And we'll come into first downward facing dog here. So this first one, you might just want to pad the legs, stretch one leg and then the other. And then when you want to, on your last few breaths here, you can keep your legs slightly bent, keeping the lower ribs in. And then extending your tailbone high to the ceiling so you can get your lower back long. Yeah, one more steady breath here. And then from here, you're going to unravel yourself forward into plank pose. And then as you exhale, lower your knees down towards the floor, tops of the feet on towards the mat, and then lower all the way down on towards your front. From here, I'm just going to release my shirt back alongside my body. From here, as you engage your thighs, release your arms alongside the body, palms facing upwards towards the ceiling. And then from here, and your inhale, start to lift your legs, your torso, your arms, your head. Yeah, and then as you breathe here, feel that you create stability into the pose. So you're not trying to get high into this back bend, you're trying to create steadiness and stability. Take one more inhale. And then exhale, lower all the way down. From here, release your hands, place them alongside your ribs. Hugging your elbows in towards the midline, tuck your toes under. And then inhaling, push your seat all the way back towards your heels. As you exhale, downward facing dog here. Just the last few breaths here. Okay, from here, look forward, step your right foot in between your hands. Step your left foot forwards, and then gently fold yourself forward over your legs. And your feet can be hip distance apart. If you need to keep your legs bent, that's absolutely fine. If the hands don't touch down towards the floor, take your hands onto your shins and gently fold yourself in. And then you're going to push down through your feet. As you inhale, take your arms out towards the side and reach up towards the ceiling. As you exhale, release your arms back down alongside your body. So I'm just going to lead you through some variations of the sun salutations. So pushing down to your feet as you inhale, take your arms out wide and up high to the ceiling. As you exhale, fold yourself forward over your legs. So again, as you warm up the hamstrings, the legs, if they need to be bent, that is absolutely fine. Your hands can come onto your ankles, or you can take your hands to the floor. Inhale, come in towards a flat back, reaching your head all the way forwards. And then just release your hands down. Step your right foot back, and then soften your right knee down towards the floor. From here, you can keep your toes tucked under over your right foot. Make sure the left knee is tracking over your left ankle. And then as you inhale, you're just going to bring your torso upright, interlace your fingers behind your back. And with your chest broad and open, take a couple of breaths here. Good, take one more deep breath here. Okay, And then from here, releasing your hands down towards the floor. Lightly just step back into a downward facing dog. Yeah, we'll take a first vinyasa here. So inhale, come forward into a plank pose. Roll out through your spine. Bringing your shoulders so they're over your wrists, beyond your wrists. And then as you exhale, lower the knees to the floor. Bring your chest in between your hands. Look forwards to the front of the room. Inhale, cobra pose. Slide forward. Roll your shoulders down your back. And then tucking toes under, exhale, downward facing dog. Yeah, look forward, inhale, step your right foot in between your hands. Yeah, exhale, step your left foot forwards. Fold yourself in towards your thighs. Push down to your feet, inhale, take your arms up high. And then exhale, stand tall, hands back down. Yeah, second side, inhale, lift your arms overhead. And then exhale to fold yourself forward. Flat back as you inhale, reaching your head all the way to the front of your rim. And then you're going to just release your left foot back, lower your left knee down. Again, toes can stay tucked under for more stability. Interlace your fingers behind your back as you inhale. Yeah, soften and breathe down into your hips as you exhale. Yeah, and then just one more deep breath here. Okay, from here, release your hands down to the floor. Same thing, downward facing dog. Step your right foot all the way back. Okay, so we're gonna unravel again forward into a plank pose. Again, you can take knees, chest, and chin. If you feel that you are ready for a bottom of a push-up, then on your next exhale, keeping your elbows over your wrists, lower halfway down. From here, as you inhale, either come forward into cobra pose, or from here, lift up into an upward facing dog. And then as you exhale, downward facing dog. Okay, look forward, step your left foot in between your hands. Exhale, step your right foot forward and fold yourself in. Push down to your feet, inhale, take your arms up high. And then exhale, stand tall. Okay, as you inhale, take your arms overhead. Exhale to bow. Inhale to a flat back. From here, exhale, step your right foot back, but just come in towards a low lunge. So keeping your legs strong, back knee off the floor. As you inhale, again, interlace your fingers behind your back. And then open your chest. Okay, trying to keep your lower ribs soft. If that means that you have to bend your back leg so there's no compression to your lower spine, by all means do so. But otherwise, just one more breath here. And then staying this low in towards your legs, just release your arms up high as you inhale. Hands come to the floor, and then step back into downward facing dog. Again, a vinyasa, so roll again forward into plank pose. Yeah, exhale from here, either knees, chest, and chin, or a bottom of a push-up. And then inhale to cobra or an upward facing. Exhale, downward facing dog. Okay, you're going to look forward here. Step your right foot in between your hands. Low lunge, one more time. And then this time, straight away, we're going to come up in towards a high lunge. Yeah, taking your arms overhead, shoulders nice and soft. Take one more breath here. On your next exhale, you're going to open your arms out towards the sides and come into a warrior two, keeping the pelvis nice and heavy. And then as you inhale, reach your right arm up towards the ceiling, come in towards a reverse warrior. As you exhale, windmill your hands down to the floor, low lunge. Stepping your left foot forwards, next towards your right, come into a flat back as you inhale. Fold yourself in, exhale. Okay, to inhale, take your arms up high. Stand tall as you exhale. Okay, same thing, second side. So as you inhale, lift your arms overhead. Exhale to bow. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, left foot back, low lunge. So again, keeping your legs strong. Inhale as you bring your tools up, interlace your fingers. And then as you breathe here, breathe all around the circumference of your ribs. So the chest starts to open, the shoulders start to ease, but feeling really solid and rooted down through your legs. Yeah, one inhale, reach your arms up high. Exhale, downward facing dog. Step your right foot back. To plank pose as you inhale. Your choice of vinyasa. So lower either knees, chest, and chin, or bottom of push-up. And then inhale either cobra or upward facing. Exhale, downward facing dog. Yeah, look forward, step your left foot in between your hands. And like we did before, keep your back knee off the floor, lift your arms up high. Yeah, open out into a wide warrior two. And then staying this low into your front leg, release your left arm up towards the ceiling. Yeah, release your hands down towards the floor, low lunge. Step your right foot forward, flat back as you inhale. Forward as you exhale. Yeah, push down to your feet, take your arms up high. Exhale, stand tall. Okay, lovely. So we're just going to, from here, just step towards the side of your mat. Turn your toes to face alongside of your mats. And then with your feet wider than hip distance apart, yeah, you can turn your feet out slightly. And we're just going to come into garland pose. So staying nice and tall, long through your spine. Take an inhale here. You can bring your hands together into prayer. And as you exhale, sit down in towards your hips. And then come in towards the squat pose, yeah, malasana or garland pose. Now, if it happens here that the heels come off the floor, you have a brick or you have your blocks. So this could be your option. You could take the block underneath your heels, and then you could just breathe here, keeping your chest open as much as possible. Yeah, if you can bring your heels down towards the floor, then by all means, bring your hands together into a prayer pose. Yeah, and then roll your shoulders down your back. Take a few steady breaths. Yeah, if anyone would like a variation in this pose, in the malasana pose, then you can let's take the right arm out towards the side first. So the right arm can come in front of your right shin. You could take your left arm up high towards the ceiling. And so that may be enough if you want to go a bit deeper. Internally rotate your left arm, bring it behind your back. Yeah, if there's a bit more to go, then maybe that right arm reaches around your right shin. You come in towards a bit of a bind. Yeah, keeping your breath steady. And then you really just unwind from that. So you can release your right hand, release your left arm up towards the ceiling, and then exhale, hands down. Yeah, before we come into the second side, just lift your hips up slightly, take hold of your elbows, and then like a ragdoll sway, just going to move your torso from side to side. And then let your head, let your jaw be soft and free. And just get any tension out of your lower back. Okay, and then from here, let's release the hands down. Second variation. As you sit down, again, you can come into prayer pose. If you're taking the bind variation, bring your left arm in front of your left shin even. Palm can come down towards the floor. And then you can release your right arm up high to the ceiling. Yeah, if there's a bit more to go, internally rotate that top arm, bring it behind your back. And then maybe you come into a bind, releasing the arm around your shin. Okay, and so from here, we're just going to unravel ourselves. So from here, releasing your left hand down towards the floor. Take your right hand back high. Yeah, and then releasing the right hand back down. We'll do the same thing, so just lift your hips, parallel at your feet, but just keep your legs bent again. Take hold of your elbows. And then just gently again sway from side to side, just releasing your jaw, your neck, and just free up your lower spine. And then you can just from here, all I love is to do So we're just going to come down to lie down on our back. You can keep your legs bent, take your arms out towards the sides. The hands are going to be shoulder heights. Let's bring the feet together, yeah. And then as you exhale, we're going to just soften the knees towards the right side. So trying to, from here, stay nice and soft in the pose. Yeah, you can either stay here. With my right hand, I can place it onto your left thigh. Yeah, if I want to, I can look over my left shoulder. Just take a couple more breaths. Okay, and then from here, you can just release your hand back to floor, come back to center, inhale. And then soften your knees over towards the other side. And then again, if you wish to, left hand can come onto right thigh. You can look up towards the ceiling, you can look over your right shoulder. Okay, and then from here, releasing the whole of that thigh, come back to center. Just hug your knees in towards your chest, yeah, a few more breaths. Okay, so from here, just release your feet down towards the floor. And I'd recommend that now you just come down to lie down on your back and take a few minutes with your eyes closed and just to soften at the end of your practice. So otherwise, thank you for joining me today, and please check out some of the other videos that we have and different variations and practices of different durations. So thank you so much. Thank you. Goodbye.